What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Explain Yourself. My name is Joey Galvez, and I'm here with my buddy Ben. We got a couple of guests because today we're going to be taking this over and talking a little bit about what we've got going on because we're working. We have a live campaign right now for Archetypes, our magazine, and just as a couple of hours ago, we hit initial funding, which unlocked us two really some Oneshi Press digital comics, some Scarlet Twilight digital comics, and a really cool Beneath the Lighthouse trading card, physical trading card for the physical backers. But before we get into anything else, please, Ben, for those who don't know you, can you please introduce yourself?
Benjamin Morse. I'm the writer and artist of We Are Scarlet Twilight. Work with Joey at Geek Collective doing campaign stuff, doing trailers, doing anything you can imagine to, basically promote your Kickstarter comic. And right now, what we're doing is Archetypes, which is our kind of love letter to mid 90s Wizard magazines, and kind of has a few short stories from Scarlet Twilight, a few other creators, which will tell us about their stuff too, and also a lot of good marketing stuff, a lot of good comic industry type background info.
Very cool, very cool. And Mr. JL Draco, can you please let everyone know what you do?
I am an illustrator, and I am the co-founder and lead designer of Oneshi Press. I also do quite a bit of writing for Oneshi Press comics, but my mainstay is the visual storytelling. I prefer to illustrate. But I did write Mr. Guy, which, Joey, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to have some Mr. Guy... what do you call it? Like teaser, trailer, something.
We're gonna do some fun stuff inside. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna have a big huge feature on Oneshi Press and talk about them and what they do and all the really cool fun stuff that they get. And they're gonna kind of take us through a timeline of Oneshi Press. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be a really cool kind of collaboration with JL. And we'll see how it goes because JL's a busy guy and he's got a lot of work on his plate. So
yeah,
it works out to the kind of vision that we had. It'll take you guys through this little timeline of Oneshi Press and bring you right back up to date, and you won't want to miss out on all that really cool stuff. Raphael, please let everybody know who you are and what you are contributing to this magazine.
Hey, yeah, I'm Raphael. I at Kamazat's Comics. I'm a new comic book writer. I just released my first comic book, which was The Return of Kamazat's, and that was through Grimcore Studios, the new publisher here. And I have a new short comic coming out in Archetypes, which is Mother Wolf and Cubs. It was one of my short comics that was a negative space finalist. So it's something that I'm really proud of, something that I worked really hard on, and it's an idea that I'm hoping to take forward and make a series out of. It's something that I have a lot of plans for. So this is going to be the first appearance of it too. So this is really exciting for me. So just to be a part of it.
It was really cool when I first saw this. I said, "Oh man, we have to do something with this." And it's a really gorgeous looking book. And what he did with this is I think you got this as part of another campaign, right? Which is kind of full circle where you get some of these creators to kind of you paid some of these creators to kind of do this for you, and you wrote a short story, and now we're going to feature it in this magazine. So you guys are definitely going to get your hands on some really cool stuff. Some really amazing comic books. We're gonna have 3 comic books that we're gonna be showing in there. We're gonna be talking about. We're gonna talk a little bit more about Mother Wolf and Cubs. We're also gonna talk about Ace Falcon. Benjamin's got Ace Falcon and Beneath the Lighthouse from Top Hat or Rabbit Hat Studios. But tell us a little bit about Ace Falcon and who he is and why we're gonna be featuring him in this magazine, Ben.
Okay, so Ace Falcon is kind of the first, I would say, offshoot character from Scarlet Twilight. Basically takes place during the continuity of the first Scarlet Twilight, but it's really a lead into the next Scarlet Twilight story, which is going to be sort of a, I would say it's if Crisis on Infinite Earths had happened in the 1940s, that's basically what the next chapter is going to be. So have some artwork to show here. Some of this, I think, if you guys have been following us on social media, you've seen. And I'll show a few new pages here real quick. And I don't
And
think any.
you recently colored these. The pages look like almost this brown hue, this sandy kind
Yeah.
of hue, like almost like the old school pages when they've been weathered and
Yeah, I really like the old school vibe of it all.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
that's
really
definitely
bright
what I was going
oranges,
for.
really bright reds.
Yeah, it's I was really trying. If you look at those old comics, there's I mean, if you see the reprints, the omnibuses, they're obviously cleaned up, but the saturation remains the same. What really looks good is if you see scans of the old comics, and you get that old newsprint. In addition to that, you've got the weathering, and it takes the really vivid, bright colors they would throw on those old comics. They kind of even out, and they look amazing. So that's kind of what I was going for here, and hopefully I hit the mark. We'll see. I might tweak these a little bit, but yeah, it's fun to really go back. When I first started We Are Scarlet Twilight, I wanted to make it a lot more like a 1940s comic than I actually ended up doing. I felt like it needed to be a little more modern. What's really fun about this comic, in addition to just letting it be a short story that lives on its own, is that I could really go in and try and make it as 1940s looking as I possibly could, and it would work for the story. So
That's
definitely excited to do that from an artistic perspective, and secondly, I'm really excited to just be expanding the Scarlet Twilight universe a little bit.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah,
I really love the that like strong like silhouette across like the vignette kind of background like vibe. It really gives it that like noir feel, which
yeah,
there's like a bunch of different things that like harken back to old timey without necessarily being like trapped by any one specific look. So you kind of get like a really good marriage of like various references in there. It's really strong.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah, it's
one thing
so
I really
fun
like
to
about it
study that
also,
stuff.
or I should say another thing I really like about it is in those vintage old school comics, there's a really poor print fidelity and the halftones like rarely line up and things can look kind of fuzzy and hard to make out. Where I feel like what you did was capture that vibe, but it still feels sharp and crisp and easy to look at. So it's like that vibe, but with like a modern execution, and that's really nice. Because I've seen takes on like trying to like recreate vintage stuff, and sometimes it's like hard to, it can look muddled,
Yeah.
or like
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, no, it looks really good. Just seeing those
Thanks.
samples, that was nice.
Have you seen the I think it's called the next issue project that Image did a few years ago? They basically took a lot of public domain characters and did like the next issue of what their last published story was.
Wow.
And they had a lot of that. Basically, like the reds would be offset, every other color would be straight, printed like faithfully.
Oh yeah, they even actually intentionally did the offset.
Yeah, it does look good, but yeah, I go back and forth on that as well.
Very cool.
But yeah, just look at those old scans. It's so beautiful, and it's a privilege to study that stuff and to try and emulate it.
Let's take a little walk through the Kickstarter if we could, Ben, and kind of show everybody a little bit about what we are doing here. So for those of people who don't know what Archetypes is, it's our tip of the hat to the Wizard magazines of old, right? So it's a geek culture magazine. We're gonna have all kinds of really cool comic books, writing tools, interviews, all kinds of really cool stuff there, right? We what we did was we're kind of doing this with our own twist, right? It's our tip of the hat to the Wizard, but also we're bringing like the punk rock into it, right? It's where we're gonna do it our own way. And so what we did is we kind of put a call out there and kind of like did it like an anthology style kind of structure. So we're gonna be continuing with that, right? So we're hopefully I don't know, maybe we can announce who we chose, because we are going to move forward with an issue 2 because everybody loves this so much. We were able to hit initial funding within the first 72 hours, and we have another 20 something plus days to go, and the more and more that we continue to do this, we're going to showcase some really great creatives in the industry who really don't normally are able to get pushed to the forefront, so where this is kind of our you know our option to kind of get people to show themselves into an audience to where they wouldn't have normally been able to be in front of, right? So and we can, and that's kind of what we want to do here with this magazine. Maybe that's like big picture, and like maybe I'm just like, that's too much for what I'm going on, but I really want this to be something that people can use, that maybe creators can go back and use it and say, oh man, I remember where I had that. Where was that? Where was that idea? They go back to the pages, because there's a article that I talked to Lindsay, who is the editor in chief of Onosha Press, and we talked to her a little bit about the structure of a media kit and how important that is, and what makes it so important. That article's in here, and I think that's really going to help a lot of people if they read through that and kind of get an idea. Because when I first came into this, man, I was like, it's a little daunting, the business side of comic books, right? So
Yeah, sure.
especially when you're an artist or a writer, so it can be daunting. So that kind of, we want to kind of have little tips and tricks of the trade within this thing to kind of help people, right? We asked our buddy over at Pesto Comics, because what he does is he goes to Twitter, and every single day he writes a daily writing tip for himself. And so we asked him to do something like that for this magazine. So he's going to take us through the entire first, the like a roadmap how to get to your first draft. So if for those writers out there who don't know how to start, this is going to kind of be one of those things that you can kind of go back and read through and kind of get an idea of how to start, right? Because not one way of making a comic is the correct way. Everybody makes them completely different, and that's fantastic. You get this, just going to kind of help you find your own way. This is our first cover. This is for we were luckily to be to able to choose Raphael and his story for this. So what we did was we wanted to make sure that we put this. He had a cover for it. We wanted to put this on the front cover. This is you see. Actually, I'm going to let you, Raphael, tell us a little bit about your characters here.
Sure. This is a cover by Omar Perez, who is also the original character designer of this whole story that I've been building. It was one of these stories that because I love that this is a whole magazine for kind of new creators, maybe people thinking about maybe wanting to write a comic book, right? And so, because I was that guy just like a year ago, and so this was one of the first stories that I made, was Mother Wolf and Cubs. I was something that I was building up from the ground up. I was hiring artists for character designs, and then I was trying to find an artist for the actual series and everything. And I got hooked up with Concrete Comics, who was doing a Kickstarter, and they were offering this thing where you could back this a certain amount, and they would help you create a 5-page comic. And so I knew this guy. So Daniel was the editor at the time, editor in chief of Concrete Comics. And so I talked to him about it, and he encouraged me to do it. And so that's what we did. I worked on this comic with him in Concrete Comics, and that was like my second short comic. And yeah, I mean, this is something that I've been working on for a long time. Something that I couldn't do the first time around, because when making comics is very expensive, getting into it, as a writer. And so I knew I had to start short, so that's why I did the Return to Kamizots, which was my first series. But yeah, this is something that I'm currently building up, and I'm excited for it to be here.
Very, very cool. All right, let's go ahead and scroll through this. Let's take a little look at our special offerings here. We're going to be doing a regular cover and a homage cover. This is our Wizard homage cover. Benjamin W. Morse, our pal here, did this cover for us. So, and he was and Raphael was cool enough to allow us to play in his sandbox a little bit with this character. And I think it came out amazing, man. I was really, really impressed with this cover.
Yeah.
I gave him a couple of prompts. I had said, "Hey man, what about?" I mean, everybody keeps saying, "Oh," every time that I tell them about this pitch about this magazine, they keep saying, "Oh, like Wizard," and I'm like, "Why don't we just do a Wizard homage cover?" And he's like,
Yes.
"Well, duh, it makes sense." So so we moved forward with it, and we came up with this. But what we're
You
gonna do
know,
with this? I mean, go ahead, please.
I was just gonna say one of my favorite things about Wizard magazine, when you had like the subscription and you'd get them like, it'd come in plastic, shrink
Yeah,
wrapped, and every now and then there would be mini comics in there, like little
yeah,
zine size,
yeah,
like 5.5 by 8.5 or whatever
yeah.
of like a new Star Wars comic or a new,
Mhm.
whatever, Madman. Like I used to
Yeah.
have a bunch of those minis. I probably still do somewhere in a box, but like
That's actually where they used to do that back in the day, and they called those ash cans,
yeah.
Mhm.
right? Which
Uh,
is where that all came from. It came from things of that nature. Yeah.
well,
Pretty
and
cool.
as we get further and talk about stretch goals and things like that, I'm like, hey, we've
I've got
got
an
some
idea.
we've got some stuff I'd love to throw in there.
Well, you're on the right track there, JL, because I have an idea. If we hit, there's a certain amount where I didn't come up with ideas for
Of course.
stretch goals and stuff like that,
Sure.
because I'm like, okay, cool. Are we gonna hit 20K? We're gonna hit 10K, right? So you got to kind of think of those ahead of time, just in case you hit any of these goals, right? So, so maybe we have ideas. I was actually talking to my wife the other day, and I was like, hey, what if we did like if it's, along the same kind of lines of what JL's talking about here, and then let's still throw it in our little punk rock kind of twist on it. What if we
Yeah.
did an old school punk rock zine where I actually cut out pieces of paper
Oh, cool.
and typed them and pasted them on paper, and then took them to maybe I can find a real Kinkos, and
Ah,
and actually get it printed, old
photo stuff.
school punk rock style, right? An
Yeah.
actual zine style. So there's different ideas, right? I know, no, JL, you guys have many comics that you have
Well,
printed.
and one thing you can do with that is pretty much what Ben did with his comic is like you can digitally emulate that look and
Mhm.
then still get it like printed from a nice digital printer, but
Right.
have it come
Yeah.
out, reminiscent of that look, but
Yeah.
cleaner and more quality
Yeah.
control with modern techniques. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, we got all kinds of ideas, man. We could
Yeah.
totally do
Well,
that.
anyway,
Yeah,
you know
somebody
me. I
just
always
left
want
us
to
a
talk stuff.
comment
I'm
saying,
sorry.
like, "Is this gonna come, like, bagged up with trading cards also bagged up?" And I didn't respond to him, I just kinda gave him a thumbs up, and I'm like, "Boy, I'd love to do it."
Go for it.
Yeah, we will
I
see.
just
So
want to say this cover is amazing.
Yeah.
And the whole Wizard homage to it. So I actually know a guy, my comic book owner that I go to, Brent Irwin, over here in Fort Worth. He used to work for Wizard magazine. He used to be an
Oh,
editor,
very
and
cool.
he's like totally into this magazine.
That's cool.
He whenever he heard about it, he was like, "You're part of this magazine?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And he was like, "Oh, he heard about it, you know." And
Wow.
That's
That's very
awesome.
cool.
so
That's
so
very cool.
yeah, I was really excited to be a part of it. I love the homage to Wizard, the Archetypes logo. That's
Yeah.
like that's amazing.
nice.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
thank you for letting us borrow your character. I kinda looked at it like, not necessarily I wanted to just draw the character, but, like, what would this if this was in the '90s, what would
Yeah.
she look like? What would the
Yeah.
background look like?
Yeah.
How would we, portray the character, blah, blah, blah. So I'm really glad you like it. I wasn't sure if you would be like, "Oh, that's not how we draw her. This
No,
is
you hit it.
so
You
wrong."
knocked it out of the park, dude, with this one. It looks really great. The background, the logo,
Mhm.
and the whole character design is just perfect.
That's really good. Good color scheme too.
Yeah.
Nice and
Yeah.
balanced.
It's crazy
Yeah.
because you would never pick that color scheme if you were not looking at old covers. Like, it's crazy
Right?
that they would always
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. It's
But
not
it
like the
works.
first choice, but it definitely has a strong,
Yeah.
like the nostalgia is like
Yeah. Mhm.
inherently embedded in that color scheme.
Yeah,
Right?
Mhm.
like,
It
no,
feels like
there's
it.
no other place you find that.
Right, it's so cool. I love it. Yeah, and we're gonna do some special things with this cover. We're actually, with that Archetypes logo, we're going to emboss the logo, and then we're going to print it on foil. we're not going to stop there, because then we're going to have our printer put a nice, gorgeous varnish finish on it so that it's nice and shiny as well and
That's
glossy.
bonkers. You're like, all right,
So
what are the options? I'll take them all.
and we're, dude, like it's crazy because we're also going to only limit these to 50, right? Because we want these to be limited. So this is going to be our one limited thing. There's 46 left. It looks like there's 4 people who grabbed it. The other day there was only 1.
I
So
grabbed it.
so people are grabbing it. So there's only 46 left. Make sure you guys do it. Then we're starting that one at $30 or more. Very, very cool. It's gonna be super limited. I don't know. Maybe I'll open up a unlock. Maybe we'll number them. We'll see. I don't know what happens. Maybe that'll be cool.
Maybe we could get some signed. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I meant to say on the previous cover, there's an image of Lindsay and I in our onesies.
Yeah.
That was done by Abstracto, and yeah, you know Abstracto. He's done art with you and with us.
He's amazing. We might be working with him in the near future with some stuff. We'll see how it goes. We've been talking for quite some time with some of the stuff. So, but yeah, he's definitely gonna be in one of the issues of Archetypes. I know it.
Awesome.
So, but yes, make sure you guys are. So here we go. If we're talking about it right now, we are accepting submissions, right? For Archetypes, because we are going to be running this like an anthology. We are accepting submissions. So I kind of decided we're going to go with a theme. I don't know if we should announce it yet, Ben. Should we announce what we're gonna do? Because I don't know. I want to see if we're gonna get a little bit further. I won't announce that yet. Let's wait until we get a little bit further. But yeah, there are plans to go further, guys. You know, to bring this issue. If we get more people wanting this thing, we have plans to release another issue, possibly in the fall, harvest, winter time of this year, 2024. If there's not much of an interest, we're gonna run it back next February. But if we continue to get people who love this magazine, which I have no doubts, we're gonna do a second issue in the winter, and we've already chosen our main attraction. I already have kind of because it's in the winter. Obviously, we're probably gonna do kind of like a Halloween kind of horror kind of vibe. So I don't know.
Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
I kind of threw around the idea of a Fangoria magazine homage. So
Nice.
so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. You guys, it's up to you guys. You guys need to help us get this thing going. So we have some really great ideas to do with this thing.
So they're not all going to be Wizard homage. That was just this first issue. Each one will have like a different homage. So you can do like heavy metal one, Fangoria one. Oh yeah, I like it.
That'd be sick.
There's all kinds of magazines out there that we love, right?
Oh,
so
man,
we
there's
could do
good
some
ones.
really cool homage. We could even do a Rolling Stone homage. Like, come on.
Yeah, Nintendo Power, right?
Yep. Where tons of we have the
Wow,
ideas are endless, right? Because this is a geek culture magazine, right? So we can bring in them all in, right? So especially if we are creating themes with this thing, right? And if we are saying, okay, let's do a game theme. And maybe we have a bunch of gamers come on or game professionals and come talk to us about some stuff, right?
It'd be cool to get like a little mini one-shot like RPG in there. Like
and which is actually I'm actually going to be talking to a couple of friends. I have a buddy who works for an RPG maps maker, and we might we might feature them in the next issue. We're going to give them some ad space. Yeah. We're probably going to actually create some maps and possibly even give those maps away to people for free for the digitals. So totally, we're gonna do all kinds of really cool stuff. We have some really fun stuff for the next issue planned out. I'm serious, guys.
That's
it's gonna be
awesome.
freaking cool. This is a really cool idea.
That's great.
I'm telling you,
guys. David Garinger makes games. He's made like
very cool,
like several dozen games.
We're definitely going to have somebody interview him as well, because he's a really great great person to talk to, and very, very great. It's like this is the thing. He's a great asset, right? He creates music. He creates music, and
It's
people
crazy.
like people are doing these things now, right? Where they create music for their IP. So we can talk to David and talk to him about how he got into that and how people can get a hold of him and all that stuff. We have like I'm telling you, man, we have so many different ideas, and because we asked Lindsay to be part of the magazine, uh, uh, it's a fantastic fit for all this really cool stuff. We're gonna come up with some ideas.
Speaking of which, Lindsay just got home. She might be joining us, but she's
She
getting yelled at by cats right now.
no, she had a lot of fun hosting a bingo at a really cool bar. Don't if she's tired, let her chill.
Are you tired, Lindsay? She's
I don't know if y'all
very
saw,
tired.
but Jimmy
She just
Palmiotti
looked at me
backed
like,
this
yes.
campaign. Did y'all see that?
She
Oh,
can
no kidding! Wow, that's awesome.
let Lindsay have her night to herself.
Yeah. All right.
She does
She
not
said
have to
she'll
come.
come over for a bit, but
If she feels up to it, she's more than welcome. But
all right. We won't press it.
not at all. Cool. Let's go ahead and scroll through this thing a little bit more. Let's look at we looked at the covers. Let's look at some sneak peeks of the comics. So we saw a little bit of Ben's. We do have backer milestones. We've already opened the first two. We're gonna unlock a couple other ones. But here is Mother Wolf and Cubs. The first couple of pages of Mother Wolf and Cubs. Obviously, there's only 2 other pages, right? So you guys get to read the full bulk of this issue here. So it's gonna be. I'm telling you, one of my favorite character designs is La Llorona here. Such a cool character design, right? And when I was kind of jealous that you have this character I was like, oh man, that's such a cool idea to use her.
Yeah, she's like water bending right there, and that's like, that was my one thing I wanted to add to the mythos.
Heck yeah,
I was like-
she's a waterbender, and it makes sense because you're right. The Mexican folklore is right. You know, she, her children, she tragic.
Yeah, she drowned her children, and like so. But I also wanted to add this whole thing of Taluk, which was like this Aztec god of the afterlife, of where you go to if you drown.
Yeah.
And so so I wanted to add that whole mythos to it too.
Yeah.
Because she is like a more of a Mesoamerican story. If you go even further back into the the history of her. So yeah, I wanted to add that too, and like whenever I do the series, that's going to be a thing that is even more explored on too.
And what's really cool, guys, if you guys don't know that Raphael really loves to like dig deep into like the Mesoamerican, the Aztec, the Mayan, all the kind of Mexican native kind of American kind of culture tied to it also.
Yeah.
So he gets really deep into that stuff. So he's got a couple of ideas that he's got running around that kind of go with the Mexican gods kind of thing. So you guys are definitely going to want to check out some of his stuff, and you're not going to want to sleep on anything that he does, because him partnered up with Grimcore Studios, man, it's gonna be fire. I'm seriously, you guys are gonna want to keep an eye on them.
That hat looks very like dark and gothic with a big dark brim, especially like backlit with like that moonlight kind of color aesthetic. But I really love
that one panel is my
favorite
panel.
Her, like on the beach, just like with like a big floppy hat or something.
And because Mother Wolf and Cubs, we got
chilling in like a less goth circumstance.
I love this because Mother Wolf is a werewolf, and I love
right.
it.
Yeah, and that was the whole idea of it, like a werewolf samurai. Like, let's really take Wolf and Cubs and take it seriously. Like what if these people were werewolves, And and like, I love Lone Wolf and Cub. I'm a big samurai film guy.
Me too.
So this is like my love letter to not just samurai films, but also monster movies too.
Because of Wu-Tang, we had to watch that whole film, man. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's such a cool so yes, very cool. You guys are gonna want to check this out. It's gorgeous stuff. So we're gonna have the whole this is a full short story. So you're gonna be able to read the whole thing in Archetypes.
Who is the illustrator?
I think his name was Leandro. He was one of the artists working at Concrete. I think his last name is Voss. But yeah, he's a I think maybe a Brazilian artist. I'm not sure.
Cool.
But yeah, he was a cool dude. It was made with Concrete Comics, their whole team involved.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool. Conquer Comics, check them out as well. All right, let's take a look. We saw a little bit of Ben's. Let's take a little bit of look beneath the lighthouse. This is from our friends over at Top. I keep saying Top Hat Studios because they changed it. It's Rabbit Hat Studios. They do Pocus Hocus, they do Grandma Chainsaw, they do Horse in Hell. Horse in Hell is live right now. And you guys, this is really cool because it's from the same team. This is bringing back Ryan Bellondo, Dave Lentz, and Alan Dunford. And this is kind of like their A24 kind of thriller, suspense, horror kind of thing here, right? You guys are going to be able to read the first 8 pages, and the way they do their stories is the first 8 pages. You can almost it can almost be like a little ash can full story before you get into the deep of the fullness of the story, right? So if you guys have read any of their stuff like Grandma Chainsaw and stuff, you kind of know they run it like, you know, if you're watching like a first episode of a show where you see all the action happen and then they kind of stop for the credits, you know, had like you're like, whoa, I got a good piece of that before they started the credits. That's kind of how they run their comic books a little bit. So you're gonna get a good hefty piece of this story before you get into the depth of it. So you're gonna be having this is gonna be a really cool treat. You're gonna want more. Right now, you can check them out. I think we're gonna be running a cross promotion too with them as well very soon. So, but right now, let's talk a little bit about Oneshi Press because we're running a cross promotion with them.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys a little bit about what you guys are doing, and then we can show. I don't know if Ben, I'm gonna have to send you the picture that JL made for us for the crossover promotion. But while Lindsay's here, so we can get her to go to bed very soon, let's talk to Oneshi Press. Lindsay, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Lindsay G. I'm the editor-in-chief at Oneshi Press, and I also do a lot of the writing for the comics that we make.
That's
and
not just
a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm a writer and an editor and a publisher.
There's more. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
And a bingo host.
Yeah,
and
as of tonight, I am a bingo co-host, apparently.
There you go. That's awesome. That's so cool. You know, I heard that if once you get into one of those spots or hosting like a show or something like that at bars, they're not gonna ever let you go. So
they're never gonna. Yeah, they got our hooks.
Well,
their hooks in her.
It was drag bingo, actually.
There you go.
I did not do drag because I didn't have the time and the energy to figure that out. But I was co-hosting with a drag queen. It was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. All right, JL, tell us a little bit about the crossover.
So the idea here is that we have this awesome pack sticker, and you have this awesome Geek Collective logo. So I was like, what about if anyone who backs both campaigns at a physical reward level just automatically gets these for free as awesome, high quality 3-inch vinyl stickers? And Joey was like, yes. And I was like, cool. So I just scrambled and put this together.
Yeah.
So basically, you just back both campaigns and then just say, you know, comment on both or either campaign and just say, like, this is why I love it, and use the hashtag Archetypes because I love portmanteaus. Anytime I can combine 2 words together, I'm going to do it. Even if it kind of doesn't work, I'm still going to do it. I think Archetypes works. Yeah. I struggled over that portmanteau.
No,
okay.
Listen, if you guys could use that in
thinking about it, I was like, Archetypes? No. I like, you know, I tried every variation, right?
Listen, but check this out. If you guys go on like, let's say, okay, go to X and on X, Twitter or whatever. If you guys use this in a sentence, we'll throw some extra swag in your stuff in your order.
Sure, absolutely. But yeah, so our campaign ends on Thursday, and we are still, you know, racing for that goal. So we could definitely use some extra love. If anyone from Archetypes comes over and backs us as well, we'll treat them extra special. Cool. So, you know, it's a way of just giving the Archetypes audience like an extra thing if they do an extra thing. You know,
give us a quick little rundown of pack 1 through 4.
So Pack is a comic at its heart about 6 stray dogs and a stray man who roam the dark streets beating the shit out of bad guys. But the problem is not all the bad guys are on the streets. Some of them are in City Hall. Some of them are at the first precinct, like some of them are in law, so like a lot of the problems are things that start like top down, and then what they see is like desperate people on the streets mugging people, but they don't understand how those people got there. So there are other characters in this developing building world. There's gentrification, there's corrupt city hall officials, there's all kinds of intrigue going on, and here are these dogs that literally just want to bite people who they think are doing mean stuff, and it's like way over their heads, right?
Yeah.
So it's really intriguing, it's interesting, and this is issues 1 through 4. Each issue focuses on a different dog's backstory, but they're also connecting cats. Please stop.
Our cats are fighting.
They're also, connecting
Connecting the cats.
Yeah, so our comic's about dogs because we have cats.
Yeah, but we love dogs. We just don't have dogs right now, so we had to write a comic about them.
There you go. They're just mad that you guys aren't writing a whole comic about them. That's next, right?
Probably.
So this is a catch up. You can get 1 through 4, or if you've already gotten 1 through 3, you could just get issue 4. You can get it in digital, you can get it in physical. We've got a ton of great rewards, a ton of great add-ons, and a bunch of things that we've unlocked already, including 4 free comics. We're about to unlock the 5th one from colleagues of ours, other creators, and just tons of swag and cool stuff. But you could also keep it very basic. Another thing that's cool that we're doing is Oneshi Press is partnered with a global reforestation program. So every single backer we get on any campaign gets 1 tree planted in a global reforestation effort. And that is vital to the survival of our species. And of course, publishing, we print things on paper. So like if we're not giving back, we're just taking. So that's really important to us. And hopefully it'll be really important to our backers as well.
Yeah, I love
just
that.
knowing like whether you like this comic or not, there's a tree out there now because you got it.
But you're gonna love the comic.
You're gonna love it.
Definitely. Yeah, that's definitely one of those things that I love that you guys do every single time. Yeah, definitely check it out. You guys can check out a whole lot more about Oneshi Press. We're going to talk to them in this issue of Archetypes, where we're going to go through a timeline and talk a little bit about world building and all that fun stuff and how they got here. Very, very cool. I'm excited about that. All right, let's take a little bit more look through the Archetypes here. So we have all kinds of really cool stuff. We looked at the sneak peeks. Let's look at some of the rewards there that we got going at the top there, Ben. We're going to be offering some really cool stuff. We made these really affordable for you guys because I want to make sure that you guys are loaded up with some stuff, right? So we got just a regular PDF at $6, but what we're going to do is at $8, we're going to give you guys a digital deluxe, which we're probably going to add to this list, right? So you're going to get obviously digital a copy of Archetypes. You're going to get audio, video, podcast. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you a media kit template. This is something that actually Lindsay and I worked on together, trying to make sure that we got this nice and clean and tight as tight as possible, so that it works out for you. And I think she's kind of perfected it more than I have, because hers looks really good. But we're gonna give you guys a really cool media template. We're also talking a little bit about kind of what we do in that media kit template, and so whatever when you guys are gonna read that article inside here, we're gonna create that exact template for you guys so that you guys can use it. We are also going to have a Kickstarter build template. What we're going to do is we're going to give you a list of different things that you can do and that you should do and how you can build it to kind of make it fit as clean as possible and give everybody tell everybody as precise and clear, because sometimes when we can get we could, just like a comic book, right? You sometimes you see something, but you have to make sure that you write it down in order that it portrays exactly what's inside your head, but you have to say it with people, with the characters, right? We got to do the same kind of thing with these Kickstarter attempts. We got to make sure that you do these things and make sure you are doing the right things and making sure that these builds and these tiers are clear and precise so that people can understand what they're buying. We got a press release. We're gonna help you guys write a press release as well. Tons of really cool stuff. There's lots and lots of resources out there where we're gonna give you guys a little template you guys can kind of copy and paste and rewrite and all that good stuff. Hey, generic heads, Kickstarter headers, just something that says, you know, covers, previews, things of that nature, fun stuff for people to get. It's gonna be like a little. If you've never done the crowdfunding thing, you're definitely gonna want to get this digital deluxe because it's gonna come with a whole pretty much set you up to create your first Kickstarter page, kind of. So kind of what we did. You're also gonna get some comics packs from all of our creators. They're gonna load you up with all kinds of really cool, fun comic books. Also, I work for Band of Bards as their social media marketing manager, so they were cool enough to donate a handful of free comic books digitally for you guys. So we're gonna give you guys some free Band of Bards comic books too, books that are coming from the direct market. So that's gonna be in this. We also open up some other ones. So you guys are definitely gonna want to get in on this one. Standard physical starts at $12 or more. That's just going to be just a regular, no special treatments on the covers. Same thing with this Wizard homage at $18. No special treatments, no embossing and all that stuff. The next one up, I think, is that our embossed cover, or here we go. You can get two covers, two of the standard covers, no special treatments for $25. And then we can get you guys the embossed cover at $30. I feel like that's a steal. That embossed title, that varnish finish on foil. And then because Geek Collective is a full service studio, we are offering some of our services. So for those people who aren't able to afford who don't know how to create a media kit and they really want to learn how to do it, we can kind of walk you through the article that Lindsay and I sat down and talked about, and talk about if you have questions there, we could talk to you about those things. So by the end of it, we're gonna kind of sit down with you on a video call and talk to you through this stuff. And by the end of it, you should be able to build a kit that is going to get you, those interviews or whatever you feel you need. If it's to get some coverage or some podcasts or whatever you want to gear it toward, you'll be able to have the knowledge to gear that towards whatever you want to get out of it. Crowdfunding consultation will kind of help you go through your Kickstarter and kind of let you know if it's or your crowdfunding page, and let you know how clear and precise it is from a consumer standpoint, if it's affordable, if all that kind of good stuff that you really want to learn, kind of like will be your springboard to kind of talk to you a little bit about how that looks and all that stuff. And we'll work with you through that to help you guys through that and see that stuff. We also have these digital commissions but that one's already gone, actually. So somebody swooped up.
Oh, we got that.
Someone swooped
right,
up
cool.
A digital commission by Benjamin Morse, the cover. So somebody's going to be getting a really cool comic book cover there. We have an Oneshi Press bundle. Tell us a little bit about this Oneshi Press bundle, JL, because you put this thing together and it's a lot of really cool stuff.
So in all of our comics, going back since when Lindsay and I first started working together, we have Tarmux, which is a faux corporate coffee franchise in the background of all of our comics. That's where characters meet up. Some people hate it, some people love it, but it's omnipresent. And so we decided to actually make Tarmux coffee. We had mugs with the logo on it, made print on demand. And then we decided that we should get actual thermoses that look like coffee cups and have those made. And and that was really cool. And then while we were at it, you know,
I
we were
have one
looking
of
at
each.
Comics on Coffee, and we were like, hey, we just need to get Tarmux coffee made. So we called them, and they had to connect with a family-owned and operated farm, a small like business in Honduras, and they, you know, at pretty high altitude, grow this coffee, and it has a very specific taste, and it's actually pollinated and fertilized by local bats and bees. So the farmers are very careful not to use any kind of chemicals because that can affect the bat and bee population, which is what keeps their coffee strong. It keeps their farm strong. So this is direct trade with them. There's no middlemen or anything like that. So the farm itself gets the money for their coffee. And then the roaster gets their money for roasting and packaging it. And then we sell it. This is like as gourmet coffee gets. It is really awesome. We're super proud of it. But we also made a little zine about the backstory of how Tarmux came into being. And it involves Cthulhu. It involves like all kinds of shenanigans, sorcery. It's bonkers. It's really, really fun. And that's actually illustrated by Abstracto as well. So you can get the coffee, the comic, the cup, and
Some peripherals.
an
I think
awesome freaking super high detailed metal enamel pin.
Wow.
We got cool postcard. It's mailable, and we got cool stickers. I think it's like a 3-pack of the regular Tarmux coffee, and then a 2-pack of the Tarmux Extra Dark, which is a dark roast coffee. It's got a really nice chocolatey finish. It's the same bean. It's just
roasted.
Roasted longer at I believe a lower temperature. And it gives it more of a like chocolatey kind of finish. And so that's the Tarmux bundle. It's super fun. We're really proud of it, and so far anyone that's tried it has raved about it, and we've given it to a lot of people.
Yeah, I gotta try some of that coffee.
It's good.
I have some in my freezer that I refuse to take out because I'm like, I like this.
We're just gonna have to send you more, so you have one to try, one to save.
Yeah.
I know. And
we also included Mr. Guy 1 and 2 because our next Kickstarter coming up is going to be Mr. Guy 3.
And Mr. Guy's a big Tarmux drinker.
Yeah.
So definitely grab this one because you guys are gonna want to catch up on this. And FYI, I helped JL come up with that cover for that Tarmux Origins cover. Just saying.
Yeah.
I gotta say it every
That's
time.
true.
I gotta say it every time because he didn't put my name on it. No, just kidding. Dang, called him out. Just kidding.
Spilling that tea.
I'm just racking up my debts to you, Joey. Racking up my debts.
I know you owe me. You still owe me 4 fingers. All right. Well, I love this. This is the like I love Tarmux. This whole thing when you guys talked about it, it was like one of my favorite things that you guys came up with. Because it's an in-world fake company, and then you guys brought it into our real world, and it's genius because it's one of those things, right? It's swag, it's a brand, it's you guys branded your own stuff, and that's what ultimately, a lot of us, that's what we're trying to do, right? Trying to create a brand and try to sell the stuff. So I love that you guys got all this really cool stuff, and you guys have found all kinds of really fun stuff to do it the way that you guys want to, right? To do it like with the with One Tree Planet and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's the way you want it, right? It's the way you do it your way, and that's what this is
like
about.
The thing about indie comics especially is that like we've really, I don't know, people that make indie comics have really made this whole little universe for ourselves. Like, Comics on Coffee, for instance, they are a small company. They partner with indie comics makers and non-indie. They're also working with DC now, I think. But they specifically
Batman
are
coffee,
like
Superman coffee.
We love comics. We think comics are cool. We're going to work with people who make comics to do the thing that we do, with comic book makers. Like it's, I don't, there, and there's so many other people doing stuff like that. Like, you know, Joey, you provide so many services specifically for people that make comics because comics are your thing. And that's how, I don't know, the indie comics world is so tight knit and we all love what we do. And we're all here for each other doing this kind of stuff, bringing our worlds into reality, you know?
Totally. Yeah, this is exactly why we do it. Because we love it, right?
Yeah.
like somebody today on Facebook, they're like, hey, if comic books is your side hustle, what do you guys do for for your day job, right? And I'm like, oh, this is my day job. That's probably why I'm broke all the time.
I was like, oh, my day job is promoting the comics I make as my side hustle.
Right? I'm just like, oh man, I'm broke. No, but it's like but no, this is one of the things, right? But I did this. I listen, I left my job as a commercial residential painter. Like I own my own painting business. I can go and bid for a house and make $5,000 in like 3 or 4 days painting it being done, right? Like who the heck in their right mind would walk away from a business like that? Like me, because it was too taxing on my body, right? There was times where literally sat, I had to be on a ladder like 5 or 6 stories in the air leaning off. Like I'm like, dude, if I made one wrong move right now, I'm going down. So I'm just like, nah, I'm done with this job. I don't need to be, you know what I mean? So I found that, you know, helping my friends doing all this stuff, I was making a little bit of money and it was helping out and stuff, but yeah, I'm not making as much as I did when I had my business, right? But it's because I love what I do and I do this and I'm not going to stop making comics or helping people create comics. So it came to a point where my day job was getting in the middle of it was causing a problem between this work and that one, and I was like, you know, I'm just going to forget that. I don't want to be in the air anymore. I want to do this. So
Well, but you know, like any industry, especially indie comics, like obviously indie comics have been around forever, but it's becoming more of an actual industry. And the only reason that it's becoming more of an industry that more people can work in and make money in is because of people like you. People that are like turning it from a hobby into a career and saying, this is something that can be real for more people, and I'm going to help make it happen.
And that's what we're trying to do with this magazine. So if we could do that just for one person, then we made our goal, because we're doing this, you know, because we love it and this is our dream too. So yeah, I appreciate that. All right, let's where are we at on time?
Sorry.
53 minutes.
We're a little bit okay. We're just a couple minutes from closing off here. Before we go, we have hit our initial funding. We're at 51 backers. At 50
24 days to go still.
Yeah.
24 days. So we hit we funded within 72 the first 72 hours, which is freaking fantastic. This is literally our first this is our first successful campaign, because we helped somebody else with another one and it was unsuccessful, like with our own name attached to it, like through our own Kickstarters, because we've helped like 20 30 plus Kickstarters, and those all funded at really great goals, which is why we felt we could do this and handle this for ourselves. So we made sure that we did this at a goal that everybody could reach. We made some really cool backer milestones and a really cool some cool dollar milestones, as well as monetary milestones. So at 50 backers, you guys have already unlocked 2 digital comics. We're getting Oneshi Press comics, and we're getting Scarlet Twilight comics. Next one up, I believe. Which one's the next one up? Let me see. I don't know which one. Here we go. So at 75 backers, we're gonna unlock some Top Hat Studios digital comics. So that's like Pocus Hocus, Grandma Chainsaw, Horse and Hell. Right now they are funding Horse and Hell issue 2. I also had a part in that campaign. I'm doing their their free trading cards. They're doing but they're doing different ones. We're doing Marvel homage cards in our campaign, but they are doing Magic the Gathering homage cards, and they asked me to do another set for them because we did it last time around, and they came out so gorgeous that they wanted me to come back and do it again. So we're doing those ones. I believe they just unlocked the Milo card. They also unlocked a Horus and Hell card, and they're going to be coming back and asking me to do another one because you guys are going to be unlocking
Joey,
those
you
ones.
actually did the graphic design on those cards yourself, right? Remember
I
you were
did.
showing them while you were working on them. That's super cool.
Yes. Yeah. That was those here, let me send you the picture of that, Ben. So and what's cool is we're going to be actually cross promoting with them as well. So if you guys are backing their stuff, we're gonna do some crossover. I think we're gonna do some stickers as well. So you guys are gonna get our stickers, and then and it's gonna actually be a different sticker from what we're offering with the Oneshi Press one. So if you guys want Oneshi Press stickers
Exclusive sticker design.
and then you guys can go over there and get some of their stickers, and then you get another really cool sticker from us. So very, very cool sticker designs. So let me show you. Here's one of the card designs there, Ben, and then I'm gonna put the other one up there. And yeah, these ones I came up myself. I like I just used another. I just saw what I did is I just copied basically
Adorable.
so what's funny about this is in the pages of their comic book, the artist did something fun, right? You know how he did this page, it's in landscape. So you're reading the comic, the first few pages are regular, and then you have to flip your comic in landscape to read this page and a couple other pages.
Huh.
And it was a really cool idea that he did that. So I was like, hey, do you want me to keep the page just the same way that the artist did it? He's like, go for it, it'll be hilarious. So so we kept the character just the same way that the page is going to be when you read it, because it's so funny that they did that. When you guys are going to get it, you have to actually flip it to horizontal to horizon. So this is the Milo one. This is hilarious. And I'm going to spoil this because it's not our campaign, but on his back he holds a map. So what they did was they pulled his skin off, and underneath he's got a map. So that's why he's got 4 maps up there on for his powers there. So and then our pal Alan Dunford, he's a huge Magic the Gathering fan. So he's telling me, he's like, all right, that he needs to have this much mana. I want you to go find me a map, put this there. I was like, all right, dude. Like, he's like, it's 6-3, put 6-3 down there. I'm like, all right, dude. So like these are legit. So I don't know if he's like trying to build a whole deck for you guys so that you guys can later on play Magic the Gathering with just his cards. So but check them out, guys. Check them out. Yeah, these are fun cards, and they got a ton more there that they're going to be unlocking as well. And I don't know, Ben, do you have our pictures of our cards? Have I sent those to you, or do I need to send
I've seen them. I don't know how far back in our message thread that is.
Okay, let me see if I can send them to you, because we have
on our
they are on the campaign here. But let me send this to you here, because these are going to be our homage cards to the campaign. You guys can grab this one. We just unlocked the Beneath the Lighthouse one. This is going to be the Ace Falcon. We're going to be unlocking that one very soon. And then this is our La Llorona one here that we're going to be doing. And these are our homage to the old school Marvel trading cards. This one has already been unlocked. Everybody can grab this one.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you guys check this out. There's something down there in the water deep underneath. I don't know if you can see what that does. JL, you might recognize whose tentacles those are.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the same. I don't know if it's the same person we're thinking.
Is it the Kraken?
I can't. No comment. You're gonna have to read the comic to find out. Whatever it is, it's Beneath the Lighthouse. So yeah, you guys have already unlocked this one. So everybody at a physical level is going to be able to grab this one in their bundle when you guys get your orders. We've been having a lot of fun. Ben's done some really cool cards like this, and I've done some some really cool cards, and we've been really excited. This one here, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one, Dandy. I think I kind of want to unlock this one again as a. You guys can get this one as the regular one for free, but I might want to unlock a glow in the dark.
I was
one.
just gonna
Glow in the
say
dark.
this should be glow in the dark.
I think I might want to turn this into a glow in the dark card because
Yeah.
we do have friends over at Ready Comics who does glow in the dark trading cards, and they
Oh,
do have a
cool.
really cool blue heel one that I
Mhm.
was looking at. That I'm gonna tell you, I was looking at the other night, and it'll in the light, in the direct light, it'll be what the regular cover, but when you turn it when you turn the lights off, it'll have this really cool
Yeah,
blue in the dark.
perfect.
Joey,
love
I really liked your East LA vibe that you did with, I don't know, was it a T-shirt design or something?
Yeah, so that one, okay, I'll show
I
it.
know you don't have to show it, but like that was really cool. Maybe you could do that with a card or something.
I'll show it because actually, I'm gonna tell everybody here. I ordered one. I made a
You got this
T-shirt,
one.
and I made a T-shirt with it. I made a. I don't know if I have it. Do you? And there it
Oh,
goes. There it goes.
yeah.
So I made this, and I actually I have this one made, and then I have another one that we have, and they're both going to get made. I'm going to have them here so you guys can see them. But this one here is going to be a secret unlock. I have not
Okay.
shown anybody this one yet, but we're going to turn this into a kind of like an East Los Angeles kind of vibe, like that old
Nice.
school kind of lowrider vibe
Mhm.
with like, you know, so this is kind of what it kind of, we came up with this T-shirt design here. We're going to put that on the front of a T-shirt, and we're going to unlock this one. So definitely
like
gonna want to check this one out. And if you guys are actually in the neighborhood of Arizona in March, I believe in the next couple of weeks here, we could be tabling. We're going to be tabling at Game Con or Game On Con. It's called
dang.
in Phoenix, and if I don't wear this T-shirt, this one might actually be up for sale. If you see me and you guys want it, buy it up. And it's going to be the only one in existence for time being. So, but yes, we're going to do this one as an unlock. We also have a really cool. I came up with this logo here. This sticker here. We're everybody in the campaign is going to be getting this. It's not hoarding if it's comics sticker, and I actually turned it into a T-shirt as well. So hopefully there we go. So this is one of my favorites here. Everybody's gonna be getting a free sticker here in the campaign just for being cool. But I turned this into a T-shirt, and you guys are gonna be able to unlock this with some new rewards and all that stuff too, because we have this, and this is you're gonna be able to get a sticker, you're gonna be able to get a keychain, and you're gonna be able to get a T-shirt and the Archetypes covers with that new unlocked tier there. So it's gonna be a lot of fun because we have some keychains coming with this that has this logo on it as well. So because I know this is gonna be fun, right? Would you wear this, JL? I know you would.
Heck yeah.
Totally.
Can I get it on like a black tee?
I'm gonna get it on a on your undershirts that you wear so that you can have it on every stream.
Nice. You know, I'm wearing an undershirt under my shirt.
It's almost like it's an undershirt.
It is.
Wow.
I don't like what they really call those because that's horrible.
Yeah.
Those stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't call them that. I call
What, tank top?
them, and tank tops,
Yeah.
but the other
That'll work.
derogatory
Yeah,
one.
call it
Yeah.
that.
We don't like tanks.
We don't like tanks.
What
Tank
about water tanks? Water
You
tanks.
know,
are
what we
great.
used to call it, like here. I don't know if this is just a Chicano thing, but they called them slingshots.
Oh
don't know
no, I
if
haven't heard that.
We call them muscle shirts.
Heard that.
You know.
Heard that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we'll put some on some muscle shirts for you guys, so you can show your muscles off. Okay. Do you guys want to see my lame attempt to JL's amazing holofoil sticker that I'm probably just gonna give everybody for free? Let's see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it now.
Shoot that over.
The suspense is literally murdering us, Joey. What
I
are
can't
you
find
doing?
it now.
You're
Where did it
killing
go?
us. We're dying.
I can't find it now.
No.
Here's the proof.
Why?
I can't find it, but here's the proof that they sent over. But whatever. But here's another fun sticker that I have not shown anybody that we're gonna be giving people some free fun upgrades. It's gonna be a hollow foil sticker. Only the white is gonna be hollow. So there you go. I fixed it, guys. Everything duct tape fixes everything. Am I right or am I wrong? All right.
Dude, how do you know my room is filled with comics everywhere?
So there you go. We fixed that one. Everybody tries to call me a hoarder because of my comics. It's not true. So all right, guys, let's head out. It's been an hour. I really hope that you guys love Archetypes, what we're doing with this.
That cover image is so good.
Yeah. Thank
So
you,
good.
Ben. Ben is
Great job,
awesome.
Ben.
Ben did a really good job.
Yeah,
with
we
it.
might have to
It
hire
was,
Ben for cover sometime. Are you for hire, Ben?
I am. Yeah, absolutely.
And
I'll sell you 4 of Joey's fingers.
No, you
Okay.
still owe me 4 of yours, buddy. Once he pays up with his fingers, I'll give them to you, Ben.
So it's just like a great finger switcheroo.
I don't know. Oh God.
Explain
This
yourself.
is a
AKA
weird
the finger
economic
multiplier.
system.
This
we've
is
got going
turning
on
into
here.
a
I'm
weird-
not sure how this works, but I'm just.
It's the new economy. You know, we got to do something. All of our money is going to people, you know, joyriding in outer space. So, like,
something Charlie from It's Always
Fingers
Sunny
are
would
the new
come up with.
yeah, you know.
All right, guys. We appreciate you. Oh, yes, yes. I'm sorry. We do have an update on don't push the red button. Everybody is doing good. They are all sending in artwork and all that good stuff. We are actually in the process of paying them and making sure that they all get their funds and it's all divvied up correctly, and then everything's working right. So that campaign was a campaign for us to get the work done and pay the creators, right? So that's getting done. I promise you, it'll be there. We are still on track. I believe I don't have the timeline in front of me. I'm sorry. I can't give you a correct information, but we will definitely give everybody an update. I'll talk to Oscar to give everybody an update on that one. And I'm sorry if it hasn't been, if you guys haven't seen one, but we'll get an update to you guys and let you know how everything is going and everything. I appreciate you asking that because that was not on the forefront of my mind. Appreciate it. But it's coming. It's on the way. I promise you. And it's good. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've seen some chatter on our Facebook chat and our Discord.
There has been some chatter in the last
doing
few
their
days.
stuff.
Yep.
And,
so I'm gonna ask Oscar to show you guys some of the really cool stuff that they've been talking about and some of the chatter that we've been seeing. So yes, it's on the way and it's being worked on and it's all good to go. So thank you guys. So all right, everybody, please give a quick 30-second pitch of well, actually, JL and Lindsay, give a quick 30-second pitch of your book that you guys are offering right now on Kickstarter.
Yeah, so if you love dogs and hate bad guys, this is for you because it's a comic about dogs fighting bad guys. It's super fun. It's super gritty. It's got a heart of gold. These are not like cartoon dogs that talk. These are just regular dogs. And this is a dude who lives on the streets with a bunch of regular dogs, and none of them can tolerate abuse. They all have a backstory. Many of their backstories involve abuse in one way or another, and they're just not here for it. So if they see you being a dick, they're gonna bite you. So, you know, go back the pack and get these awesome crossover stickers, these cross promo stickers.
And don't worry, none of the dogs die.
Right.
It's not that kind of story.
Yeah,
very
no,
important.
it's important to say that with a dog story because
Mm-hmm.
a lot.
These dogs are our babies. All of our characters are too. So you can see the 6 dogs of the pack and Patience, who's the man who runs with them, in the cover image, and then there's also Ketis in the foreground, who is
a kid in the
integrally connected to the pack, but we're slowly finding out how and why. And they kind of watch over him specifically, but he's actually a touchstone between quite a few characters and points of intrigue in the plot. Dare I say he's shaping up to be possibly the most important character in the story.
Very cool. Very cool. And Raphael, please let everybody know about Kamazat's comics and where they can grab that when it comes out, and for everybody else to grab, because I know you guys are fulfilling those or have fulfilled them for all the Kickstarters. But can everybody grab those? Where can they grab them if you can?
The Return of Kamazats was published by Grimcore Studios. You can find that, I'm pretty sure, at grimcorestudios.com, and the next coming weeks or months, maybe just a month or two, just because they haven't released it yet to where you can purchase it. But I do know that's in the works. It's also going to be on Global Comics, I believe, pretty soon. So if you're subscribed to that, you'll be able to find it pretty soon. Other than that, get Archetypes, because that's going to be my next comic book release, is Mother Wolf and Cubs. And that's, that if you like samurais, if you like werewolves, if you ever wanted to see Lone Wolf and Cub, but with actual werewolves in it, I mean, this is what my comic is. So this is just the first, this was like a proof of concept for a longer series I want to make. So I'm hoping publishers will look for it, and maybe even want to, work with me. So, anyone who wants to work with me, I'm always down to work with other people, other writers, other artists and stuff. So, I'm just kind of starting writing comic books. But this one was it was a Negative Space finalist, and I'm really proud of it, and I'm just super proud to have it highlighted here in Archetypes by Geek Collective, and this is like an honor for me. So thank you.
Appreciate that. We really love this story so much, and love these characters really so much too, which is why we put them in the forefront of this in our first inaugural issue. Gorgeous character design and everything. So solid story, even though it's just a handful of issues, like it's paced correct. It's like you guys are going to be blown away. You're going to want more. Because I was like, wait, where are they going? I want to know more. What's going on? And I actually asked her. I was like, hey, dude, are you gonna finish? What are you gonna do with this? Because I want to know what's going on, man. Because this is such a good story.
I'm working on it right now. I'm working on it. I even got an editor, Chuck Pino.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I'm working with them on it.
Fantastic. Nice. Chuck is great. He's gonna make your story amazing. Well, not make it. He's gonna clean it up and make you. He's gonna help you be more confident in yourself. That's what Chuck.
Joey, I can curse, right?
Yes.
Okay, because you know what they say about Chuck. Chuck gives a fuck. That's actually the tagline. That's his tagline.
Yeah,
so.
and he'll make sure that your story's not stupid. He'll say that too.
Well, that's what I mean. He gives a fuck.
He'll say it too. He's like, no, that's stupid. Fix that. I love Chuck. Ben, please let everybody know what you're working on, where they can find the next issue of Scarlet Twilight, and then where they can find you.
All right, so you can find me at Benjamin W. Morse on Twitter. The next installment of Scarlet Twilight you can find in Archetypes. There's going to be an 8-pager in there that leads into this. But the next big part of the story is called Cobalt Crisis. It's kind of a love letter to Secret Wars or Crisis on Infinite Earths. But we're doing it as if it had been made in the 1930s and 40s. So it's kind of got that golden age, style to it, but also you get that earth-shattering, sort of universe colliding type of thing. So really excited about this one, and you can head over to zoop.gg and get on the pre-launch list for that.
Nice.
Very, very cool. And last but not least, Oneshi Press. Let us know who you are and why you're here.
I am JL. I'm here because you asked me to be.
Stop.
No, I'm JL Draco. I am the co-founder, lead designer, illustrator of Oneshi Press, and this is Lindsay G.
I'm the editor-in-chief of Oneshi Press, also co-founder. I am a career writer, editor, and publisher. And I am really excited to be a part of Archetypes. I did actually some proofreading and general editing for Archetypes. And I also have an article in there with Joey where we're talking about the importance of media kits to your project.
Fantastic. And you can find us at oneshipress.com. And we are Oneshi Press on all Facebook, Twix, Instagram. We have a Discord. It's oneshipress.com/Discord. And I stream every Tuesday and Thursday night at twitch.tv/JLDraco, where I share my art process, and we have mellow good times and low-key cool chats. And
You'll find me in there almost every week.
it's awesome.
Playing some Stream Raiders with JL. So
yeah, what do you think? It's awesome, right?
It's fun. Yeah,
you're there all the time. It must be. You only go where it's awesome.
I do. It's my time to procrastinate. I'm like, oh, JL's on. I don't have to do this work no more. I'm gonna go put it on this.
Swipe off the desk.
Yep. It's like, oh, okay. Put all that stuff goes on that screen, and then JL's up over here. So, it takes over on Tuesdays and Thursdays every week. My wife just she gives me that look, and she's like, no, she's like, it's JL. Yep, sorry. She's like, oh, damn it, he's watching again.
Oh man, sounds like I owe your wife some digits too. Dang.
Oh man, all your fingers are gone.
Yep, you're all the fingers. We've got to get some toes next. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's been a blast. Next week we'll be here with some new guests. That won't be us. We'll talk to them about their Kickstarters and all that cool stuff. Come back same time, same Geek Channel, I guess. Ben, please play that outro music.
Right. Take it easy, everybody,
video.
and thanks.